Dr. Johnson, congratulations. I really appreciate our friendship. You are a strong problem solver, a great visionary, a kind person, as well as an incredible leader. The perfect combination to lead The Ohio State University now and into the future. We are truly a better, stronger Ohio because of you and your insight, your vision, and your strength. Congratulations.
Congratulations on your investiture. Connie and I look with such fondness on the time we've gotten to spend with you and Veronica. Your leadership, your experience tell me the future of Ohio State is bright. You're making an impact already in our community. You're making an impact in the lives of your students. I look forward so much to continuing to work together on behalf of one of Ohio's great institutions of higher education.
When I think of President Johnson, I immediately equate her with a breath of fresh air. I genuinely think that students' smiles have gotten a little bit wider and the sun seems to shine on the oval just a little bit brighter. And I could not be more thrilled to congratulate you, President Johnson, on your investiture.
She is a role model, a visionary leader, a true Buckeye with deep roots in Ohio and Ohio State University. It is a great honor and privilege to be a faculty member under her leadership. I wish her all the best in enhancing the global ranking of Ohio State University.
The entire Pelotonia community is grateful for all that you do, whether it's sharing your personal survivorship journey, pursuing your passion for eradicating this disease, or the myriad of other things you do that impact our ability to change and save lives. Thank you for your leadership of Buckeye Nation. Thank you for your leadership within the Pelotonia community. And congratulations on this awesome, awesome day.
Dr. Johnson, congratulations on your investiture. Thank you for all your support of our student athletes and coaches and staff. Without you, we wouldn't have an opportunity to train and compete. Thank you so much. Go Bucks.
I look forward to working with you as a fellow leader in higher education and particularly as a colleague in the Big Ten. I and my team here at the University of Wisconsin-Madison wish you and your team at Ohio State all the best.
I think we are so happy and so lucky to have you here in Columbus leading the Ohio State University. It's been a pleasure to get to know you and work with you over this last year, and I appreciate your leadership as we move together to fight this pandemic. Thank you for all that you've done. Congratulations.
Congratulations, President Johnson. You were such a role model to me and so many others. I sincerely thank you for all your service and look forward to witnessing your continuous positive impact with Ohio State.
President Johnson has been a strong advocate for students, setting forward a bold vision for a debt-free undergraduate experience. I've been proud to work with President Johnson and her administration, and I'm even more excited to strengthen our collaboration in the years to come.
Hi, President Johnson. I just want to thank you for everything you've done since becoming president of this great university. And in particular, I want to thank you for everything you've done for the athletic department, and more importantly, the football program. Congratulations on your investiture.
President Johnson, so delighted to congratulate you today on your investiture. I'm so happy to have you for the last 1 year. Great to see your leadership. You have kept your promises. You have valued all our campus community, students, the staff and faculty. And very importantly, you gave your time to all of us, including myself as a mentor. Thank you. Congratulations once again. I hope you and Veronica has a great time in Ohio.
You are a leader, scholar, and sojourner for diversity, justice, and equality, a tremendous asset to our community and the university. Thank you for being at the helm of OSU. I look forward to continuing to work with you as president.
I believe all of us, the students, faculty, alumni, and friends that make up the Ohio State University community, are very fortunate to have Dr. Johnson at the helm. As many of you know, Dr. Johnson's career spans prestigious and important roles in academia and government. Together with her family's legacy at Ohio State, which she's really proud of, I think she's a great person to take this incredible institution to the next level. Dr. Johnson, congratulations. I wish you and Ohio State many more years of success as you train the next generation of leaders.
Hi, Kristina. Congratulations. Me, Adam, and Christopher are so happy for you, and I know Ohio State and Columbus are so lucky to have your leadership in our community.
I hold Buckeye Nation near and dear in my heart, and to have someone like you helping us to continue to build on this great university and its reputation is absolutely thrilling. So welcome. Can't wait to continue to work with you and see the indelible imprint that you will leave on Ohio State.
I have really enjoyed working with you over the past years and getting to know you as a colleague and a friend, and also having you as a mentor. I've learned so much from you, and I have such great respect for you. I know your colleagues there at Ohio State will have the same opportunity to learn from you and to work with you and really be able to enjoy and take advantage of that opportunity. So I just want you to know that I wish you the very best, and the same for the Ohio State University.
The Ohio State University and the surrounding community will no doubt benefit from your bold leadership and collaborative spirit. We wish you the best as you celebrate this tremendous honor. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Dr. Johnson, on your investiture, and welcome to the Ohio State University. I'm so excited a female athlete is taking the reins. You're the right person to lead this great university at this moment, and Buckeye Nation welcomes you.
Thank you for all you've done for students so far and your plans to support students moving forward. And on a personal note, I'm very thankful to have gotten to meet you and get to know you a little bit. And I really appreciate you taking the time to meet with students and to hear our concerns, and look forward to working with you more this year.
I am so proud to serve and support your agenda to eliminate student debt over the next decade, to invest $750 million in research excellence for a better future, and to activate your RAISE initiative, starting with the hiring of hundreds of talented, diverse faculty members who will help to take the university to the next level. Thank you for your leadership, and count me in on helping you and the university achieve its ambition.
On behalf of Columbus City Schools, congratulations, Dr. Johnson, on your investiture. This is a significant milestone for you and the Ohio State University. I am excited to work with you as an educational thought partner and leader in the city of Columbus.
Kristina, I love the opportunity to say congratulations to you. Going back to our Duke days and working with you was a treat, and the recognition that you deserve and the way you've executed all the responsibilities that's been given to you has been outstanding.
Congratulations, President Johnson, for being officially inaugurated as our 16th President of Ohio State. As a student, I cannot thank you enough for being such an inspiring leader who always stay true to yourself. Keep it going. I cannot wait to see how Ohio State flourish under your leadership.
Congratulations from us. We want to wish you well on the investiture, and thank you for the leadership you've shown to Ohio State in your time here. We especially want to express our sincere appreciation for your support of the entrepreneurs initiatives at Ohio State and the Keenan Center.
Dear President Johnson, me and Angela would like to congratulate you and Veronica on your investiture at the Ohio State University. Your vision and passion are remarkable and hugely inspiring. Over the last year, we have become great friends. Thank you for that as well. Looking forward to helping you all we can to redefine what it means to be a great land-grant university in the 21st century.
Congratulations, President Johnson. We are delighted that you have joined our family and are bringing your multitude of talents and enthusiasm to the Ohio State University. I look forward to you following in the footsteps of one of your mentors, our beloved former President Gordon Gee, to bring prestige, pride, personal presence, and a practical knowledge to everyone who touches our wonderful institution. I wish you the very best and look forward to working with you to pursue academic excellence that will benefit our students and all of the citizens of Ohio.
Kristina, you know we're Bobcats, but we're here to support the entire Buckeye Nation under your leadership.
Hey Chris, congratulations. I am so happy for you and proud of you. I also know that the Ohio State University is so fortunate to have you as their president and leader. I know your heart, your spirit, your soul, And I know that you, more than anything, want to affect change in this world. And I know that you are doing it one step at a time at Ohio State.
President Johnson, congrats on this huge milestone. Thank you so much for all that you've taught me and your time here already. We're so fortunate to have you in the Buckeye Nation, and I can't wait to become an alumni of The Ohio State University and continue our relationship.
Between innovation and entrepreneurship, well-paying internships, and zero-debt degree, it is clear that your vision is one focused on the students and their success. That passion will undoubtedly take the university to great heights. As an alumnus of The Ohio State University, I am so proud to have you lead our institution. I cannot wait to see the tremendous things this school will accomplish with you as president. Congratulations, and go Bucks!
You've come to us at a very particular point in our history as a top research university. I believe over the past year you've seen some challenges, not the least of which was COVID. But I think you've also seen, as I've watched you these 15 months, many, many more opportunities for realizing the greatness of this vast, complex, and very important university. Your efforts at facilitating the research and teaching missions of our faculty are very timely, and I think will pay off big time for our students, our state, and nation. So I want to extend my hearty congratulations to you, President Johnson. I can't wait to see just how far you can take all of us.
Hi, President Johnson. On behalf of the Council of Graduate Students, I want to congratulate you on your official investiture as president of The Ohio State University. We appreciate all of the work you've done for the graduate student community so far and look forward to working with you to make Ohio State an even better experience for our graduate students for many years to come.
Today, I want to congratulate Dr. Kristina Johnson, the 16th president of The Ohio State University. Congratulations on your inauguration.
Congratulations, President Johnson, on being the 16th president of Ohio State University. You have arrived here with such incredible credentials. We're so proud to have you as our new leader. And I've gotten to know you and Veronica in a short time. I feel like I've known you forever. You're fantastic people, and we're looking forward to working with this great university.
Congratulations once again, Dr. Kristina Johnson. We wish you all the best. We wish you much success in the years to come, and we will be here for you if you need us for anything.
Kristina, congratulations on your investiture. I'm really happy for you. And I'm really happy for us. We're so lucky to have both you and Veronica in our community. Thank you both for saying yes.
Congratulations, Kristina, on your investiture as the 16th president of The Ohio State University. You've already demonstrated what an asset you are to the university as well as the greater Columbus community.
We have both enjoyed spending quality time with you and Veronica.
Congratulations, Kristina. I'm so proud of you. You'll do such a great job.
On behalf of each member of the Board of Trustees, I'm excited to officially invest President Johnson as Ohio State's 16th president. Congratulations, President Johnson.
Good afternoon. I am Gary Heminger, Chairman of the Board of Trustees of Ohio State University, and it is my honor to welcome you to this important celebration, the investiture of Dr. Kristina M. Johnson as the 16th president of The Ohio State University. Today's invocation will be given by Imani Jones of the Department of Chaplaincy and Clinical Pastoral Education at the Wexner Medical Center. The national anthem will be led by Catherine Rohrer, Associate Professor and Area Head of Voice in the School of Music. Please rise as you are able for the invocation and remain standing, please, for the national anthem.
Let us pray. We gather today in the name of the Spirit of wisdom that compels us to seek all that is good, true, and life-giving. We join together on this important occasion, bearing witness to our deep commitment to the mission and values of The Ohio State University. We have a long and rich history of excellence in teaching and learning, in research and innovation, and in reaching out beyond the boundaries of our campus through service to improve lives in Ohio and beyond. We stand now on the brink of a new chapter of our life together as we welcome and officially entrust Dr. Kristina Johnson with the symbols and responsibility of president of this great university. We are grateful for the gifts, skills, and profound life experiences, both personally and professionally, that Dr. Johnson brings to her leadership role. We have already benefited from her wisdom and leadership through the coronavirus pandemic. We will continue to benefit from her proven leadership, her excellence as an electrical engineer, and her ingenuity as a cutting-edge innovator, inventor, researcher, entrepreneur, and teacher. We will be enriched by such values as her concern to remove barriers to a quality education so that all persons can achieve their human potential. We now look ahead with anticipation and hope to the new endeavors that will emerge from Dr. Johnson's visionary leadership to further advance this university's mission. We ask a blessing upon Dr. Johnson and her wife, Veronica, in this new chapter of their lives. Spirit of wisdom, courage, and new possibilities, be with us this day and in the days to come as we advance into our new future together. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the hope of the brave?
It is now my pleasure to recognize those who participated in the processional, beginning with the members of the Board of Trustees. As I introduce the university trustees who are with us today, please hold your applause until all are introduced. And please stand as I call your name. Brent Porteous, Hiroyuki Fujita, Alan Stockmeister, John Zeiger, Liza Kessler, Lou Von Thaer, Jeff Kaplan, Elizabeth Harsh, Reggie Wilkinson, Tom Matevsky, Carly Sobel, and Tanner Hunt. Please join me in recognizing the trustees. And now I would like to recognize the university's academic and senior leadership. Executive Vice President and Provost Melissa Gilliam, Executive Vice President of the Enterprise for Research, Innovation, and Knowledge, Grace Wong. Members of the President's Cabinet and members of the Council of Deans, please stand and be recognized. Also with us are representatives of the faculty, the staff and student governments, the alumni, retired faculty, and staff members, and esteemed public officials. Would all of you please stand and be recognized? We also have some former members of the Board of Trustees who are with us today. Please stand and be recognized as I call your name. Shirley Bowser, John Jacob, Clark Kellogg, Monty Marbley, Wally Odell, Alex Shoemate, and Tim Smucker. We're also pleased to welcome former faculty and staff members, including a former two-time interim president who also served the university as executive vice president and provost. Would Joe Aluto please rise so we may express our thanks for your service to the state of Ohio. We are fortunate that many people have dedicated their time to this university by serving on various boards. Will current members of the following boards please stand and be recognized? The Wexner Medical Center Board, the Ohio State University Foundation Board of Directors, the James Foundation Board, the Ohio State University Alumni Association Board of Directors, and the advisory boards at the Lima, Mansfield, Marion, and Newark regional campuses. Would you please stand? And we would not be here today without the hard work of the students, staff, faculty, and trustees who served on the Presidential Search Committee. Would those of you in attendance please rise and be recognized? Next, I would like to recognize the elected public officials and their representatives, as well as the state and local officials who are with us today. Would you all please stand and be recognized? We appreciate the role you play in helping our students achieve their fullest potential, and thank you for your continued support and to our fine institution. Among these officials, I would like to recognize State Representative Mary Lightbody, Columbus City Council President Shannon Hardin, Franklin County Commissioner John O'Grady, former Governor Ted Strickland, former Congressman and current President and CEO of the Business Roundtable, Pat Tiberi. Again, welcome and thank you for joining us. We would also like to welcome Big Ten Commissioner Kevin Warren and his wife, who join us today. Thank you for your leadership and for supporting our student athletes on and off the field. One of the wonderful components of an investiture is sharing occasion with leaders of other colleges and universities, both near and far. In being here today, they are demonstrating our shared belief in the mission of higher education and their support for fellow leaders who drive such institutions to better meet the educational needs of our students. We are pleased to have representatives from so many colleges and universities with us today. Will you please rise and continue to stand as I call your name so the audience may recognize you as a group. First of all, university and college presidents. Dr. Gregory Crawford, Miami University. Dr. Samuel Stanley, Jr., Michigan State University. Dr. Jack Thomas, Central State University. Dr. David Harrison, Columbus State Community College. Dr. Susan Edwards of Wright State University. President Harlan Sands from Cleveland State University. Dr. Ken Lee, Chair of the Faculty Council, and, representing universities and colleges, Dr. Andrew Gamble of Indiana University. Dr. Liz Tovar of the University of Iowa. Mr. Michael Sapienza, Northwestern University. Dr. Randy Dyer, University of Nebraska, Lincoln. Will you please join me in giving all of these representatives a warm Ohio State welcome? It is an honor for me now to invite 7 individuals to offer greetings. If you'll please step forward as you are introduced. Dr. Ken Lee, Chair of the Faculty Council, Professor of Food Science and Technology, and Director of the Ohio State Food Innovation Center, will speak on behalf of our faculty. Dr. Andrew Thomas, Interim Co-Leader and Chief Clinical Officer at the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, will speak on behalf of the faculty and staff of the Medical Center. Dr. Stephen Loberek, Chair of the University Staff Advisory Committee and Associate Director of Pharmacy at the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, will speak on behalf of our staff. Ms. Shivani Patel, President of Interprofessional Council and a candidate in the Doctor of Pharmacy program, will speak on behalf of our students. Ms. Molly Rands Calhoun, Senior Vice President for Alumni Relations at the Ohio State University and President and CEO of the Ohio State University Alumni Association, will speak on behalf of our alumni. The Honorable Randy Gardner, Chancellor of the Ohio Department of Higher Education, will speak on behalf of Ohio's public officials. And Carla F.C. Halloway, James B. Burke Duke, Professor Emerita of English and Professor of Law at Duke University, will speak on behalf of institutions of higher education. Please.
Thank you so much. 7,596 tenure, clinical research, and associated faculty members are inspired by our new first family, Kristina Johnson and Veronica Meinhardt. As chair of the Faculty Council, today's faculty hello is not just wishful thinking. The pandemic pause puts first-year performance on this podium. President Johnson attracted top talent to this administration with 9 highly competent cabinet-level hires in her first year. 350 new and diverse faculty hires is our race, inclusion, and social equity, or RAISE goal. Total minority student enrollment increased to a record high of 17,019. Our state share of instruction increased over 6% with an infusion of $24 million. Research expenditures set a record of approaching $1 billion. 92% of us are now vaccinated. Just this month, the U.S. News & World Report ranked the best global universities, and Ohio State is now ranked 52nd among 1,750 institutions worldwide. Now, Disciplina Incuritatum. This is the Latin motto on our Ohio State seal, which guides this faculty for a century and a half. In English, education for citizenship empowers all. Our 21st century land grant is led by a president who wants every student to achieve full potential. Kristina knows students are the messages this faculty sends to the future. She brings her experience as a technology CEO and U.S. Undersecretary of Energy to energize her classroom, now teaching pathways to net zero carbon neutrality. Her message to the future is not a selfish, make a living, but a selfless, make a better world. Our future path is clear because our 16th president has joined the faculty of the Ohio State Metaversity to improve humanity. This faculty wishes Kristina Johnson and Veronica Meinhardt a very sweet 16.
With great optimism, I'm here today representing the students, faculty, and staff of the Wexner Medical Center to congratulate President Johnson on the occasion of her investiture and to officially welcome her to the Ohio State University. A valued mentor of mine used to remind me that one of the secrets of success in life is the ability to play a bad hand well. I can't think of a better description than that for someone taking on the role of university president at a place with the size and complexity of Ohio State in the midst of a global pandemic. Getting to know this organization, building strong working relationships with individuals around the table in the midst of an existential crisis would be daunting for even the most experienced leader. With her training as a scientist and engineer, President Johnson quickly got her arms around the issues, and as will not be a surprise to those who know her well, she jumped in with both feet. She made sure that we all lived by the principle that at the other end of every decision we make is a student, an employee, or a patient. Focusing on evidence-based interventions, a team of leaders from across the university worked together under her leadership to chart a course forward using that principle as our North Star. And in retrospect, I think we've gotten far more decisions right because of it. We've made investments in COVID-19 testing, contact tracing, vaccine administration, a monoclonal infusion program, virtual health expansion, and so many other initiatives. Over the course of the pandemic, we've had over 5,000 COVID admissions to our hospitals. We've given over 2,000 courses of monoclonal antibodies and over 250,000 doses, that's 250,000 doses of COVID vaccine. These investments have paid off many times over in getting our campus and our community safely reopened and in returning our daily lives to at least some semblance of normal. Today, just 20 months since the first case of COVID-19 was diagnosed in Franklin County, we're all sitting here in this beautiful auditorium in a way we never would have dreamed of at this time last year. We've shown our community and our partners in state government the true value of a land-grant university and an academic medical center in terms of the impact that our organization can have on the health of our community and our state. Not that COVID is behind us by any means, but looking to the future, the medical center's students, faculty, and staff are thrilled to have a strong advocate and champion in the President's office who will continue to aggressively push forward our mission of growth and innovation. As you might have noticed, there are a few cranes around campus. But at the heart of it all, beyond the bricks and mortar, it's the people who work here at Ohio State that make the place a special place to learn, discover, teach, provide care, and of course to be a patient. We heartily welcome Dr. Johnson and her amazing wife Veronica to our Buckeye family and look forward to many bright days ahead. Thank you.
Good afternoon, friends, colleagues, and distinguished guests. My name is Stephen Laborick, and I have the pleasure of serving as the chair of the University Staff Advisory Committee. On behalf of the 28,000 members of the staff community, it is my honor to welcome both President Kristina M. Johnson and her wife, Mrs. Veronica Meinhard, to the Ohio State University. Staff have a rich history of engagement with the president of the university. In fact, it was President Jennings who recognized staff as crucial to building the university's excellence and established the committee in 1986. 35 years later, we continue this tradition by serving as an advisory body to the president and advocating on behalf of staff. With Dr. Johnson at the helm, the university has carefully navigated its way through the global pandemic, and it's become more flexible and adaptive organization as a result. We've converted parking lots, conference rooms, concession stands, convention centers, and fairgrounds into swabbing stations, pharmacies, hospitals, and vaccine clinics. From research to human resources, student life to sales, food service to finance, and libraries to laboratories, together, the staff are unstoppable. The significance of physically gathering here today on this momentous occasion cannot be overstated. We are excited to finally and formally welcome you to Buckeye Nation, and on behalf of all staff, I wish you the best of luck as you write the next chapter in our university's history. Congratulations.
Family, friends, and fellow Buckeyes, good afternoon. My name is Shivani Patel. I'm a fourth-year PharmD student, and I am so humbled to be here with you all today. As hard as it is for me to believe, this is my 8th and final year as a student at The Ohio State University, and it has been an honor to share it with President Johnson's first. Today, I speak on behalf of all 61,677 students who come from every corner of the world by saying thank you, President Johnson, for being our fearless leader amid a global pandemic, the fight against discrimination and racism, and the uphill battle that is keeping our students safe and healthy. You know, the first time I spoke to President Johnson, she said to me, you know, anything that you bring forward to me or ask of me, it's gonna get done. It might take a little bit of time and a lot of patience, but it's going to get done, I promise. I walked out of her office that day, I walked out into the Oval, and I swear the sun was shining just a little bit brighter, and I could not have been more proud to be a Buckeye. And let me tell you, she has not let me down. In a short 14 months, President Johnson has truly become a leader, a mentor, a friend, and a fellow Buckeye to all of our students. It is my extraordinary honor to be here today and congratulate you, President Johnson, on your investiture. Let's all give her a warm Buckeye welcome. OH!
This auspicious occasion inspires us to look forward with great enthusiasm. And as I join you today, representing over 830,000 Ohio State alumni, both living and those who have gone before us, it is important for us to remember the Buckeye legacy that got us here in this point in history, together with the President joining together. In fact, some words used to describe our alumni even 100 years ago could be also said of our president today. Possessing executive ability of high order, genial in personality, engineering ability such as to command the respect and admiration of scientists everywhere, an advocate of fair and equitable opportunity for all. You see, though just recently becoming an official Buckeye, President Kristina Johnson has an established Ohio State heritage. One of President Johnson's very favorite Buckeye alumni is her grandfather, Charles, who earned his electrical engineering degree in 1896 from the Ohio State University. He was an active student leader, a student athlete, and was also the vice president of the Pittsburgh Alumni Club. And those remarkable qualities I spoke about our president, those were the words used to describe Charles in a 1920 edition of our Ohio State Alumni magazine. President Johnson, we are so proud to celebrate you today and know that your grandfather would be overjoyed to know that you have come back home to Ohio State. On behalf of all Buckeyes, we are thrilled by your leadership and your vision for our beloved university. And we are so pleased to call you one of our own, a member of the Buckeye family, now and always. Thank you.
To all assembled today for this investiture, indeed this celebration of Dr. Kristina Johnson as the president of The Ohio State University, it is my distinct honor to join you. Dr. Johnson would not be here today if not for the collective wisdom and decision made by the university's Board of Trustees to invite her to serve as president. So thank you to the Board of Trustees, Mr. Chairman, and to the board for that wise decision. And to Dr. Johnson, thank you for agreeing to be part of Ohio's emerging dynamic higher education enterprise, and congratulations. Truly, we expect much from Ohio State. We expect world-recognized research, conferring degrees in more than 200 disciplines and majors, cutting-edge advancements in medicine, technology, and innovation. And of course, we expect every year to beat that school up north on the gridiron. 8 games in a row. Now it's your turn, Madam President. No pressure. We expect Ohio State to help encourage quality young talent to stay in Ohio for college, while simultaneously helping us attract talent from other states to study here and eventually live here and work here to build Ohio's economic future. This and more is a lot to ask and expect, but we do. And under President Kristina Johnson's leadership, the agenda includes an even stronger emphasis toward college affordability, increasing opportunity while reducing the pressures of student debt.
President Johnson, while our expectations are high, so is our confidence in your significant abilities and leadership. As Governor DeWine charged his cabinet on day one, you also act with a sense of urgency to make a difference for Ohio. Again, congratulations on this auspicious day. I look forward to our continued partnership.
President Johnson and honored guests. It may surprise you to learn that there is DNA kinship between your new president and me. According to a recent swab, about 31% of my DNA is English and Irish, and I share this detail because I know President Johnson's lineage is Irish, and I also know the ways in which she depends on the extraordinary diversity of the Academy, appreciating that complexities accompany excellence, and that diversity can compose relationships that might be surprising. So in recalling our Irish roots, I turn to James Joyce, not his unwieldy Ulysses, but his earlier manuscript, Stephen Hero and Portrait of the Artist. In both, young Stephen struggles for identity. It's a quandary Joyce compares to being a blacksmith, writing that Stephen wants to, quote, forge in the smithy of his soul the conscience of his race. Now, however we might imagine that James Joyce intends this race word, he knows it matters. Each day, Ohio State University faculty contemplate, struggle over, produce, and share knowledge, and engage in arts, culture, politics, legal, and social histories, the environment, technologies, science, and medicine. This faculty forges contemplative, humane interventions in and aesthetic interpretations of our world. And because of this essential work, they will depend, President Johnson, on your critical stewardship to forge complex communities, to anticipate extraordinary connections. Literary scholars know that James Joyce burned his first manuscript, Stephen Hero, but he later revives it, renaming his character Stephen Daedalus. And in doing so, he recalls the mythic Icarus, whose father Daedalus warns him not to fly too close to the sun. I suggest that we might couple the caution of Daedalus to the outrageous ambition of Zora Neale Hurston, who wrote, "Jump at the sun, at least you might catch hold to the moon." Even and especially in these precarious and precious times, faculty make ways for new technologies and science, create rooms to historicize and construct archives that recall, interrogate, and engage the narrative consequences formed from intersections of law, policy, and society. Your faculty will notice who takes flight and who's given wings. Nobel laureate Toni Morrison's prescient insistence is appropriate here. Morrison wrote, "There is no time for despair, no place for self-pity, no need for silence, no room for fear. We speak, we write, we do language. That is how civilizations heal." The world is bruised and bleeding, and although it is important not to ignore this pain, it is critical to refuse to succumb to malevolence. Like failure, chaos contains information that can lead to knowledge, to wisdom, to art. So on behalf of institutions, faculty, who will depend on both your common and uncommon sense, your imagination and your vision, and your thoughtful acknowledgement of when and where we enter this community, I thank President Johnson for the investment of her considerable talents. The faculty anticipates your meeting this opportunity with the integrity, grace, intelligence, and wit that you've practiced throughout your professional career, and sincerely welcomes the shared enterprise and trust of the precious potential of The Ohio State University.
Thank you, Dr. Holloway, and all of our greeters for those gracious welcome messages. This is the moment in the program where I have the privilege as chair of the board to contribute a few observations before we administer the oath of office. Allow me to start by stating the obvious. President Johnson's first year at Ohio State has been truly unprecedented. Yet, amid the tumult, her strategic vision for the university enabled her to successfully navigate the myriad challenges that came her way, many of which were unlike anything our community had ever experienced. Under her leadership, Buckeyes everywhere rallied together, and as a result, our collective momentum has never been better. President Johnson is the perfect leader to harness that momentum and set Ohio State on a path for enduring success. The Presidential Search Committee, whom I recognized earlier, was committed to finding a visionary leader in higher education who had demonstrated a record of moving the needle in a variety of key areas. But President Johnson exceeded all of our expectations. In her, we have found not only a visionary leader, but a dedicated public servant, a successful entrepreneur, and an acclaimed inventor. We may never discover the source of her boundless energy, but we will benefit from it greatly and gladly. We will also benefit from the incredible partnership she has with her wife, Veronica Meinard, who has proven to be a truly gifted advocate for the institution. Veronica, we are so proud to have you as part of the Ohio State family as well. And everyone, please join me in recognizing Veronica. Let me also add that Veronica is seated with members of their wonderful families. We welcome all of you to Columbus, and most importantly, we thank you for sharing Kristina and Veronica with us. Now, as it is almost time to formally install President Johnson, I want to conclude my thoughts by thanking her for the steadfast dedication she has shown to Ohio State in such a short time. President Johnson, we have seen how deeply you care for this university, community, and its people. So with that in mind, let's hear from some of the many people who care about you.
I think Kristina has been preparing for this job her entire life, whether she knows it or not.
This is not her first presidency. She was president of her elementary school student body and always taken on those leadership roles from very early age. And she's not afraid of a challenge.
Kristina's leadership style is visionary. She can absolutely see over the horizon. It's decisive. She is absolutely a leader. But those two attributes are coupled with a deep caring for individuals and for humanity.
Kristina Johnson knows that there can be talent and ability regardless of the size, the shape, the gender, or the color. She understands the value that talent and ability bring.
Dr. Johnson and I have personal experiences. As a female and me as an African American, we both went challenges in our lives. Equity today is more important than it's ever been.
Being a Buckeye is a privilege, and it's a choice. We chose to be in Columbus, and we chose to be part of this family, and we're passionate about the Buckeye Nation. We're passionate about our students, faculty, and staff, and how lucky are we that we get to be part of it.
She leads with a real intellectual curiosity, but a strong presence of humility and a warm heart. It allows her to interact with people at all different levels.
Our grandfather played football for OSU in 1895, and we have family all over this area. And I think she feels that connection with this whole region, with OSU, with the state.
She has a spark in her eye for everything Buckeye. I mean, from the football team to the new construction in the Innovation District to helping students and student life to connecting with alumni. She truly cares about all of those, and I hope for that to be something that I carry on as a lesson from her as I enter my career as a surgeon.
Leading a large public university in the 21st century requires a really complicated synthesis of academic excellence, business acumen, and the ability to translate ideas into real actions. And the synthesis of everything Kristina's done in her life prepares her for exactly this moment.
Dr. J is a scientist. She's this incredible academic. She's published, she's accomplished, but she really loves women's sports, and she understands the value of women getting a chance to play and why it's important. And that value of sports has given her the chance to be a great leader for Ohio State.
And so to have a leader with the kind of diversity and breadth and experiences and connectivity that she brings is really something spectacular.
President Johnson's built a great relationship with other university presidents around the state, with the governor's office, with a variety of folks in the legislature. I think that's been helpful to make sure that our mission as a land-grant university is extended to COVID as well.
Dr. Johnson and I certainly have a strong relationship, and it was forged by the pandemic. We worked so very, very closely and continue to work very closely with the medical center. That relationship is just vitally important for the people of Ohio.
In the fall of 2020, when President Johnson first arrived, the energy and engagement she brought to our COVID decision-making was really outstanding. She knew that at the end of every decision we made was a student, a faculty member, a staff member, or a patient, and that's why we needed to get these decisions right.
2020 was a crazy time, and I had that unique opportunity to work with her in a pressure situation. She understands how to work with different people from different environments. She's a great listener. We would not have been able to chase championships in all of our sports were it not for her.
President Johnson has worked tenaciously this year to keep Buckeyes together, to fuel partnerships, and to show leadership amid uncertainty. She and Veronica have embraced our community. My fellow trustees and I are thrilled for her bold vision for Ohio State. Kristina, the impact you have had on so many lives is remarkable. Now it is my responsibility and my pleasure to formally bestow upon you the oath of this distinguished office. At this time, I ask that Provost Melissa Gilliam and members of the Board of Trustees please bring Dr. Johnson forward. Dr. Johnson, by virtue of the authority vested by law in the Board of Trustees of the Ohio State University as its governing body, and on behalf of all the members of the Board of Trustees, and in accordance with the bylaws and statutes of the Ohio State University, and on behalf of the people of Ohio, I declare you, Kristina M. Johnson, are now the 16th president of the Ohio State University, with all the duties and responsibilities incumbent upon you in that high office, and with all the rights, privileges, perquisites, and prerogative of that office. The Board of Trustees, speaking for the people of Ohio, for the Governor of Ohio, and for the General Assembly of Ohio, install you today with utmost confidence in your ability to lead every constituency of this university family, and this board assures you of its unstinting support. In addition, we urge you to place high emphasis on the full intellectual and personal development of all your associates, students, faculty, and staff, and to instill in them a sense of civility and appreciation of community and a respect for individual diversity. Now, a witness of your succession to the office of the President of the Ohio State University, I will confer upon you the medallion of that high office. It is now my high honor, one and all, to present to you the 16th President of The Ohio State University, Dr. Kristina M. Johnson.
Wow. Thank you very much, Chairman Heminger. Good afternoon. It's been a great honor to serve as president of The Ohio State University for this past year. I'd like to thank Chairman Heminger, Vice Chair Abigail Wexler, and all the members of the Board of Trustees for your confidence and support. I'm grateful to Governor Mike DeWine and many other appointed and elected officials for your generosity and encouragement that you have shown me since my arrival in the Buckeye State. And I'm so pleased to welcome here former Governor Ted Strickland, former Congressman and current President of the Ohio Business Roundtable, Pat Tiberi, State Representative Mary Lightbody, Chancellor Randy Gardner, whom you heard from, our City Council President Shannon Hardin, and Franklin County Commissioner John O'Grady. And I'm honored to share the stage with friends and colleagues who have participated with us in the program today. I super appreciate all your kind remarks. And I'm also thrilled to be joined by leaders and delegates representing other institutions of higher education, including President Samuel Stanley of Michigan State University. He says he's here for the investiture. But I think it might have something to do with a little football game that we're going to play tomorrow. It's also wonderful to have my family with me, my wife, Veronica, my sisters and brother, nieces and nephews, and members of my chosen family, my dearest friends. Thank you for taking the time to be here with me today. And I thank the entire community of The Ohio State University for your enormously warm and generous welcome that you've offered to Veronica and me. We marvel every time we sing Carmen, Ohio, at how exactly right it is. Time and change will surely show how firm thy friendship, Ohio. Veronica and I are so grateful for the firm friendship this community has shown us and the many people and many great people we've met. I also have to thank the Buckeye community for not only inspiration, but for an education. I thought I understood Ohio State when I arrived here. After all, two of my grandparents are Buckeyes. I visited Ohio State when I was a student playing in lacrosse nationals, and later to see colleagues and friends. I served on the Ohio State College of Engineering Advisory Board. But after accepting the presidency, gratefully and humbled, I was traveling through an airport wearing my Ohio State sweatshirt, and someone yelled, OH. I was so startled by someone roaring at me in an airport that I forgot to follow with IO. All over the world, even 2-year-old babies of our alumni know that when a stranger shouts, OH, thank you, fantastic. That is an intense sense of pride and connection for not only people who have come before us, but also it's been great support over these last 15 months to hear that. Let me tell you a few things that have been a little more intense than I expected also. First is the extreme excellence of the faculty, such as Artist and Professor Emeritus Ann Hamilton, distinguished professors Ellen Mosley Thompson and Lonnie Thompson, pioneers in using ice cores to reveal past climate conditions, distinguished university professor and soil scientist Ratan Lal, and historian Sir Jeffrey Parker, to name just a few. Our faculty are the measure of this university, and by that measure, Ohio State is one of the greatest institutions of higher learning in the world. Another element that is so much greater than I expected are the physical resources here, including Sullivan Hall, the Museum of Biological Diversity, the Museum of Classical Archaeology, and the Wexner Medical Center, and the SHU. Also, a little more than I expected, the ferocious dedication to the university manifested through athletics. I came in understanding what college athletics are like, but there's nothing like this anywhere else. People around the world are part of Buckeye Nation, not because they necessarily were educated at Ohio State, but because they love our teams. Of course, back in the 19th century, when my grandfather played on the Buckeye football team, athletics were a way for a young Ohio State to project its excellence to other universities, older universities with grander traditions. Today, we still project Watch out, Sam. We still project that excellence when our student athletes take the field. And as athletics director Gene Smith told me, when we first arrived, we make sure those student athletes graduate as the very best versions of themselves. And isn't that the ambition that we want for all of our students? One more unexpected element, the joie de vivre of those students. They are Rhodes Scholars, Truman, Marshall, and Knight Hennessy Scholars. They are brilliant, they are creative, and they are fun. Some of them belong to the best damn band in the land. Over the last 15 months, we've had to ask students to isolate and quarantine due to COVID. And it's been tough to be shut up in a room by yourself for 10 to 14 days. But when the Ohio State Marching Band comes to play Hang On Sloopy under your window, it becomes a little more bearable. Finally, the ways this community is able to rally when confronted by challenges is utterly amazing. Part of that, the most resilient, agile, and dedicated staff that I've ever encountered. I'm so proud that despite COVID-19, we were able to reopen for our students last fall and stay open, which meant that 12,345 degrees and certificates were awarded to our students at the spring commencement. And I'm so proud that we could bring back sports, which meant that our Olympians could continue to train. And a record 26 current, former, and incoming students represented Buckeye Nation in Tokyo last summer, taking home 2 golds, a silver, and a bronze. That reopening was only possible because we increased our surveillance testing tenfold from the initial plan. And within 2 weeks, we stood up Jesse Owens North for the surveillance testing on a massive scale, an amazing achievement, with over 750,000 tests conducted so far. The Wexner Medical Center was one of the first places in the country to distribute the Pfizer vaccine after emergency use approval. And the leadership and staff there launched a huge vaccination effort, delivering more than 250,000 doses at the Schottenstein Center. Thank you, Dr. Thomas, and your team for your extraordinary leadership. I'm so grateful to the Autumn Campus Reactivation Team, chaired by Executive Vice President and Provost Melissa Gilliam, and Senior Vice President for Student Life, Melissa Shivers, and to the Comprehensive Modeling Team under the leadership of Dean Amy Fairchild of the College of Public Health, which helped us return to some sense of normalcy, as well as achieve a vaccination rate of over 92%, which is why we can all gather today. Of course, this pandemic revealed challenges in our society beyond public health, and this community is going after those other challenges with its characteristic energy and courage. In response to structural racism highlighted in the spring of 2020, Ohio State launched a task force on racism and racial inequities right before I arrived. I will tell you about one of the ideas that came out of those discussions in a moment. The United States as a whole has experienced a rise in violent crime since the pandemic. And after losing one of our students to a senseless act of violence last fall, I established a task force on community safety and well-being, which offered 15 excellent recommendations, 13 of which have already been implemented. As president of Ohio State, my first priority is putting the safety of our students, faculty, and staff first. Our Department of Public Safety, led by Director Monica Mall and Senior Vice President Jay Casey, have installed lighting, surveillance cameras, and deployed non-sworn security officers in the University District. In collaboration with the Columbus Division of Police, we have reduced crime in the community by 60% since August. Working with the Mayor's Office, the Columbus Division of Police, Columbus State Community College, and the Columbus City Schools, we're taking a holistic approach to public safety, including addressing the longer-term issues by giving Columbus children more opportunity through programs such as STEAM Rising. We also created a commission on mental health and well-being after observing how hard the isolation and stress associated with the pandemic have been on everybody, and particularly on our students. We're so grateful to Jay and Jeannie Schottenstein, who saw the same mental health needs and helped us create the Jeffrey Schottenstein Program for Resilience. This is a community that really knows how to come together and get things done. At my first State of the University speech last February, I said I wanted to see Ohio State become the absolute model of the 21st century land-grant university. That means recommitting to our land-grant mission. Signed by President Lincoln during a dire period of the Civil War, the 1862 Morrill Act that created the land-grant colleges strengthened American democracy by bringing higher education to people from ordinary backgrounds for the first time. We truly are a university of the people, by the people, for the people. Of course, we've not always lived up to the democratic values that inspired our founding. only gradually over the last 150 years has for the people come to mean for all the people. Our country has been on the same journey, and it's been heartbreakingly slow. However, the state of Ohio and The Ohio State University were often better than their times. Ohio was a center for abolitionism, and our Columbus campus holds multiple stops on the Underground Railroad used to bring enslaved people to freedom. We recently dedicated a National Panhellenic Council Plaza, celebrating our 9 historically Black Greek fraternities and sororities. It's near Hale Hall, right beside the Freedom Trail route. From the beginning, The Ohio State University accepted women and minorities, allowing ambitious young people to determine their own fates in a society that gave them too few chances. I think of the great Olympian Jesse Owens, who ran down discrimination both here and abroad and won 4 gold medals in the 1936 Berlin Olympics. Less famous, but just as much of a pioneer, is Bertha Lammy, the very first woman in the United States to earn an engineering degree outside of civil engineering. She graduated from Ohio State in 1893 with a specialty in a brand new field called electrical engineering. She went on to work at Westinghouse Electric, a manufacturing company, with my grandfather, and they helped to build the electrical infrastructure of our nation. Bertha Lammy and Jesse Owens far exceeded the expectations of the world in which they lived. Today, a university education is still the single best way for young people from all backgrounds to engineer their own rise. In the 10 years leading up to the pandemic, the U.S. economy generated 18 million net new jobs. 89% of them went to people with at least a bachelor's degree. Yet in recent decades, instead of equalizing opportunity, higher education seems to be concentrating privilege in a country in which social mobility has been stalling. We have been fighting this trend. Our Columbus campus alone educates more low-income students than all 13 of the top-ranked universities on the U.S. News and World Report combined. And it is time for us to move forward once again towards the ideal of a university of the people, by the people, for the people. If you want to be a force for social mobility, the details matter, especially affordability. What happens when students have to borrow to pay for college? People without family means, which includes many of the country's minority students, start their lives off in a financial hole. Today, about half of our students graduate with debt, and that debt averages $27,000. They make life-narrowing choices because of those loans, such as not pursuing a career they are passionate about because it doesn't pay enough, not going to graduate school, not buying a house, not starting a family. I want all of our graduates to be free to say yes to every great opportunity that comes their way. So we are going to give every undergraduate the opportunity to graduate debt-free. And we're going to do it in Buckeye style, with the grassroots movement that inspires all of us who have had wonderful lives, thanks to The Ohio State University, to pay forward. As legendary Ohio State football coach Woody Hayes used to say, you can never pay back all the people who helped you along the way, because they will have passed. So you should always try to pay it forward, or pay forward. Let me be clear, our debt-free initiative, named the Scarlet and Gray Advantage, is not free college. There will still be an expected student and family contribution. But we will ask our students to contribute in ways that are career-enhancing instead of derailing. The Scarlet and Gray Advantage has 4 components. First, for our part, operating efficiently will allow us to maintain the affordability of an Ohio State education and ensure that we are accessible. Second, our state legislature and governor have increased the Ohio College Opportunity Grant, or OCOG, for all 14 of higher education institutions in their biennial budget. And we're so grateful to them for their support. We hope that the federal government will also increase support for Pell-eligible students. Third, for about half of this ambitious project, we will rely on the generosity of our 600,000 plus alumni, friends, and partner corporations and foundations. To begin, we will engage many, many donors, including our amazing alumni societies and clubs. The Tibbittle Alumni Club, for example, might not be the biggest alumni group, but they are definitely the loudest. And they offer us a fantastic model. They established a scholarship fund for band members nearly 40 years ago. Inspired by Tibetal, Veronica has been working with alumni societies and clubs and our president, Molly Calhoun, around the state on a pilot program to help their communities raise funds for local students while reaching out to prominent Buckeyes to amplify this generosity with matching funds. In all, we intend to raise $800 million over the next decade to expand undergraduate scholarships, of which $500 million will go to our undergraduate student scholarship endowment. To help kick off this campaign, the university and lead donors are creating a $50 million pool to match the first $50 million in private gifts. Donors who contribute at least $100,000 will see the gifts' impact that they make double in size. And then the fourth and most important part of our debt-free program, we will ask our students to contribute to their own financial well-being. They will help fund their own education through paid internships and on-campus work experiences that add to the momentum of their trajectories. We will help them persist with programs proven to help students remain in college and graduate on time. Within 10 years, I intend for us to rank among the top 5 public universities in the nation in our 4-year graduation rate. And when they graduate, we want our students to shrug off any financial disadvantages that they might have had upon their arrival and to rise under their own power. We know that per capita income in our rural areas is lower for Ohio as a whole, and many of our rural students are first-generation students from economically disadvantaged communities. We know that nationwide, after generations of discrimination, Black and Hispanic families own a fraction of the wealth owned by white families. We know that in nearly every occupation, women still earn less than men. I want our graduates to transcend these economic disparities and help to eliminate them. So we're going to provide opportunity for every student to participate in Scarlet and Gray peer financial coaching. We'll begin piloting the Scarlet and Gray Advantage with 125 low and middle income students in the fall of next year. Ultimately, our aim is for 4,000 more students every year to graduate debt-free. By improving affordability and access, we will help to expand that equality of opportunity, which is at the heart of the American dream. But this is not our only contribution to our nation's democracy. Education for citizenship is the Ohio State motto, and we take that mission seriously, especially now, when freedom of speech is threatened on college campuses, when respectful disagreement seems to be in short supply throughout our society, and when there's not enough focus on the common good. So we're going to expand our Institute for Democratic Engagement and Accountability, or IDEA, under the leadership of political science professor Michael Neblo, one of the world's leading experts in deliberative democracy, to help our students consider how to apply our nation's founding principles and its history to the most complex problems of our current day. Given the pride and passion of the Buckeye Nation, I see no reason for Ohio State to reach for anything less than greatness. And we'll do so by a strategic focus on excellence in 5 areas: academics, talent and culture, the knowledge enterprise, including research, scholarship, creative expression, entrepreneurship, and partnerships, service to the state, the nation, and the world, and resource management. In terms of academic excellence, the pandemic, as painful as it has been, forced Ohio State to improvise and experiment with the way we deliver knowledge to our students, and it's given us an incredible opportunity to understand where is the future of higher education going. As we de-densified our campuses, we embraced hybrid education, part remote, part in person, at scale, on the fly, and we need to consider what worked well in the model and run with it. That means taking advantage of technology-enabled flexibility to offer new opportunities to our students. With video conferencing technology, we can convene experts from all around the world and bring them into our classroom. By expanding Ohio State Online, we'll help our students to get the education they need when and where they need it. As a general principle, we'll recognize our students' amazing diversity and breadth and deliver an individualized education to each one of them. Our regional campuses and the Columbus campus offer myriad possibilities, and we can use artificial intelligence tools, if you will, a Buckeye virtual learning assistant, to help our students identify their paths through Ohio State and into great careers. Beyond that, we'll help them navigate a world of work that requires learning lifelong, including by exploring the possibilities of an education cloud that they can tap into long after they graduate for new knowledge. In the process, we will redefine what it means to be an alumnus or an alumna of a university. Individualized education also means interacting with excellent faculty who get to know their students and inspire them one at a time. But we've not been investing sufficiently in our faculty. While our undergraduate enrollment has grown by more than 5,000 students since 2008, our net number of tenure-track faculty has declined by roughly 245 over the same period. It's time to lower class sizes and student-faculty ratio. So I have asked Provost Melissa Gilliam to make recruiting 350 net new tenure-track faculty over the next decade and retaining the brilliant faculty already here her highest priority. Our RAISE initiative, short for Race, Inclusion, and Social Equity, an idea generated in collaboration with our Task Force on Racism and Racial Inequities, will be part of this initiative. Through RAISE, we will add to our already superb scholarship and research focused on racial disparities by recruiting new faculty who will consider inequities in fields that include healthcare, STEM education, social justice and public safety, the environment, leadership, and economic resources. To support the workforce needs of our state and nation, we will also hire faculty in fields where the greatest job demands are projected. But education at a great university is much more than career preparation. As we work to deepen our students' sense of their own humanity and develop their abilities to write persuasively, think critically, and speak clearly, the arts and humanities writ large are key. So we'll make sure that we have superb faculty to keep our academic offerings comprehensive in these fields. As we work to attract great professors, who in turn attract great students, we'll be reaching for excellence in talent and culture. The goal here is simple. Ohio State should be widely known as the best place in the world for scholars and artists, the institution that does the most to encourage their professional growth in both research and teaching. And no matter where our students are on the learning continuum when they enter, we want to be the place that sets them on a trajectory to become the best possible versions of themselves. To accomplish that, we need to build a faculty that better reflects the demographics of our students and that offers more of our students role models that encourage them to think really big. Of course, our amazing faculty, including the new faculty we recruit, will be key to the third kind of excellence Ohio State will embody as the greatest land-grant university of the 21st century. Excellence in our knowledge enterprise, including research and innovation. With Executive Vice President Grace Wong at the helm, we set the ambitious goal of doubling research expenditures over the next 10 years. We are well on our way, beating fiscal year's 2020 record $968 million in research expenditures by more than 7% in fiscal year 2021. We also recognize that some of the most significant discoveries and innovations emerge from the most unconventional ideas, ideas that may not yet be mature enough for federal funding agencies. So we launched the Presidential Research Excellence Fund to provide seed funding for two types of key projects. First, accelerator grants of up to $50,000 for small teams pursuing curiosity-driven, high-risk, high-reward research. And the second, catalyst grants of up to $200,000 for convergent cross-disciplinary research addressing challenges of national or international significance. And a tip of the hat to the faculty groups we've met with in the arts and the humanities and social sciences, who said that faculty in these fields should be included from the very beginning of crafting the convergent research projects because they ask different questions than the scientists and the engineers. So thank you for that feedback. We also intend to lead in research in emerging fields. This year, we were awarded 2 out of 11 new National Science Foundation institutes in artificial intelligence and an NSF-sponsored Imagiomics Institute, which will create a new field of study in which machine learning allows scientists to extract meaning from an enormous amount of biological image data. We will also reach for excellence in supporting entrepreneurship and partnerships arising out of Ohio State research. Part of that is investing on a large scale in the physical infrastructure for creativity, discovery, entrepreneurship, including our new 270-acre Ohio State Innovation District. And our new Arts District at the front door to the Columbus campus at 15th and High, which includes the Timashev Family Music Building, one of the most acoustically and technologically advanced music facilities in the world. But entrepreneurs and artists need more than great spaces to realize their dreams. They need an ecosystem. And we have highly entrepreneurial students that we should be supporting in every way. This fall, we launched the Buckeye Accelerator to help our student entrepreneurs get their startups off the ground. After a 6-week boost camp, 6 student founders will be selected for a year-long acceleratorship and awarded funding to launch their ideas. Working with Jobs Ohio, we intend to help keep the momentum going in Columbus as it becomes a center for high-growth companies and a Midwest venture capital industry. in part by educating the STEM workforce they'll need to grow. And with our new Bachelor of Science degree in Engineering Technology, or BSET, offered at Lima, Mansfield, Marion, and soon Newark campuses, we're educating the next generation of leaders for Ohio manufacturing. And we will establish new partnerships to bring Ohio State ideas into the world. Last week, we broke ground in our Innovation District on a new Energy Advancement and Innovation Center created in partnership with Ohio State Energy Partners and NG, where our researchers, industry experts, and entrepreneurs will help reduce the world's carbon footprint by developing energy-efficient smart systems for vehicles, devices, appliances, houses, farms, and cities. Arguably, the most important form of excellence we need to reach for is excellence in service to the state, the nation, and the world. The Ohio State University has a great partnership with the state of Ohio, and we had it shown clearly during the pandemic to keep our communities safe and to forward public health beyond our campuses. But Governor DeWine has really challenged the university by asking us, what more can you do for the state? Governor, we are a land-grant university, and during my tenure as president, we will do everything within our power to serve our neighbors and influence those in the communities in which they live and we serve. The state of Ohio is a paradox. It has the 7th largest economy in the United States. It should rank very high in all measures of health and well-being, but instead we are well below average. In educational attainment, Ohio ranks 37th. In public health, Ohio ranks 42nd overall. Ohio is the 3rd highest death rate from drug overdoses in the country. At The Ohio State University, we have so much accumulated knowledge to share that could help to turn these statistics around. We knew to expand our outreach and share it. The Cooperative Extension Service, led by our magnificent College of Food, Agriculture, and Environmental Sciences, is an important model. The Smith-Lever Act of 1914 that created the Extension Services required land-grant universities to, and I quote, aid in the diffusing of useful and practical information about agriculture. I had the great fun of attending our Farm Science Review with Dean Kath Van Kress for the first time this year, a festival of diffusion. Under my tenure, we are going to extend extension beyond agriculture into the realms of public health, engineering, business, management, robotics, the arts. Everywhere we can contribute to the economic well-being of the state of Ohio and to its social well-being, health, and happiness. As we consider our service to the world at large, we also will focus on our own sustainability efforts. We have promised to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050, but I think that's too long. And so in order to get there faster, I think back to when I was Undersecretary of Energy during the Obama administration. One of the most exciting things I did, alongside my colleague, Dr. Mark Hanshe, who's here with me today, was to enlist about 100 scientists and engineers to figure out how the United States could reduce its carbon emissions 83% by 2050. With our Strategic Technology Energy Plan, we devised a practical, low-cost path towards a low-emissions future. After leaving the Department of Energy, we co-founded and led a hydropower company that today generates enough clean electricity to power 150,000 homes renewably. So I know that Ohio State can do even more to halt its own contributions to a rolling series of climate-related natural disasters and what is already a climate crisis. I intend to engage our students in this effort by teaching a project-based course entitled Pathways to Net Zero Emissions this spring. We're going to ask students selected for the class to help us plan to how to get Ohio State to net zero carbon by 2040 at the latest, and determine the costs that it'll take to do so. Our students are the future stewards of this university, this state, and this planet. I want to hear their voices and implement their very best ideas. The last but not least form of excellence we have to reach, and we have to reach for soon, is excellence in resource management, because it's key to every other goal. We've put together a nucleus of dynamic, smart, and committed senior leaders dedicated to being great stewards of the university's resources so we can achieve all of our strategic priorities. Serving as the president of Ohio State for the past 15 months has been the great privilege of my life. Given a choice, no one would have chosen to begin this role during a pandemic, a national awakening to structural racism, and economic upheaval. Never mind while the cancellation of college sports loomed as an awful possibility. But it helped me to see more clearly the power of The Ohio State University, its scale, its talent, its humor under duress, the incredible goodwill of this community, and the willingness to take care of one another. If anything, instead of being a distraction, COVID-19 clarified my ambitions for Ohio State. We have the capacity to address so many of the obstacles holding Ohio and the nation back in public health, in the environment, in cybersecurity, in infrastructure, in our democratic institutions, and in our economy. As a land-grant university, we have an obligation to address those obstacles and to live up to new opportunities wherever we can. By reaching for excellence in everything we do, and by organizing ourselves for effectiveness and influence, we are going to make The Ohio State University just what it should be, the greatest land-grant university of the 21st century. And I think we're going to enjoy every moment of the journey along the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson, for those inspiring words. Before we conclude, I would like us all to acknowledge the wonderful Wind Symphony under the direction of Professor Russell Mickelson, our soloist, Professor Catherine Rohrer, and all the students and faculty of the School of Music who have made this afternoon even more enjoyable. Please join me in thanking them. Thank you all for coming to this joyous event. And now, what better way to conclude than to ask Professor Rohrer to lead us in Carmen, Ohio. Will you please stand?
Oh, come, let's sing Ohio's praise and songs to alma mater raise, while our hearts rebounding thrill with joy which death alone can still. Summer's heat or winter's cold, the seasons pass